Wyzgo offers some powerful and versatile methods to translate a wide variety of files. For users who want a convenient, fast, and cost-effective means to get quality translated content, the Wyzgo method is your best choice today. This introduction will provide a quick overview of the Wyzgo static translation capabilities. For those who want to use dynamic mode of the API in their applications, refer to the section of the user guide on dynamic translation mode. To experience the capabilities of the Wyzgo translation method, you must register with the www.wyzgo.com website and have downloaded and installed the Wyzgo API. You should also have some files ready for translation. You need to set up a translation project and identify the types of files you're going to translate, like MS Word, PDF, etc. See the tutorial on new projects on setting up translation projects. If you're going to translate web, MS Word, or PDF, you must have sufficient translation units to support the reformatting of final pages. Once you have translation units, you can allocate them to different service types. If you have many web pages to translate, for instance, and want multiple language versions, then allocate more translation units to this service type. For more details on translation units, see the tutorial on Manage Translation Units. Once these preliminaries are in place, you are ready to generate your API script and run your translation. If your translation units are low or become exhausted, check the www.wyzgo.com site under Manage Translation Units to get more of them. Let's take a quick look at the power of the Wyzgo automated translation method. Wyzgo Translation is organized into projects and services. One user can set up and manage multiple translation projects and services. A single project can include translation of multiple file types. Translation of a file can be carried out in multiple languages in one run of the Wyzgo API. The types of files that can be translated are plain text, web pages, MS Word, documents, and PDF files. As an example of the power of the Wyzgo translation method, you can have translations of multiple files in up to 10 languages delivered to your computer with a single run of the Wyzgo API. The user can control the types of translations they want to do in any project. You can also have complete freedom to allocate your translation units to specific services. For more details, see the tutorial on Manage Translation Units. If you change your mind at any time, you can reallocate your translation units as you wish. You may be wondering why translation units are needed. They are used to reformat web, MS Word, and PDF files back to their original format after translation of the texts. If you are translating any of these file types, make sure you have sufficient translation units to support your request. Translation of plain texts is free, up to a daily limit, which is quite generous. So you have set up your translation project and allocated sufficient translation units to the services. You are ready to run the translation of your files. Your next step is to set up an API script to tell Wyzgo about your files and your computer setup. The Wyzgo website makes it easy to generate your API script and run it. The script will automatically connect with the Wyzgo translation servers, receive and save the translated files right on your computer. The API script contains all the information about the file types, languages, and your local method, Java or PHP. The script also verifies that you have allocated sufficient translation units to handle your request. You should ensure you have sufficient translation units allocated for the service as they get used up during translation. You would not want to run out of translation units in the middle of a job, so be generous when you allocate translation units. Insufficient translation units will result in the translation being halted in the middle of the process. As mentioned, translation units are needed for files that need to be reformatted to their original types. How many translation units you need is determined by how much content is in your files. The Wyzgo Translation service will estimate the amount you need and report this back to you if you do not have sufficient. Go to the www.wyzgo.com website to get more translation units if you need them. Check my account to see how much translation units you currently have. Sounds complicated? Well, it's not. To get you going quickly, a trial translation project was set up for you when you registered. See the tutorial on Trial Translation Project for more details. The trial project is ready to go. Use small files to get a feel for how it works. Once you're ready to get going with the trial, check the website to generate your API script. Sufficient translation units are made available freely for you to familiarize yourself with the service. The initial translation units were equally distributed across text, web, MS Word, and PDF for the trial. Sign in to the www.wyzgo.com website and see how the translation units were allocated to the trial. Reallocate some of the translation units if you want to do more web pages. For instance, reallocate from one of the other types to the web page service. See the tutorial on Manage Translation Units for more details. To run a translation, simply copy your API script into a console window and hit Enter. The console prompt will reappear when the translations are done. Check your output files for the translation results. If you have not yet done so, sign in to the www.wyzgo.com account and try the translation trial project to get more familiar with this versatile and powerful translation method.